Hey down, this is Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about Tang going live and why that has caused some issues, and people were talking about this. And then also Tang or V being shirtless and what happened there. There's also some theories as to a man in Tang's house or bedroom, and people definitely have a lot to say about all this. So hater or not, and make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, tea spilling mug merch, and let's jump into it. The first thing that I want to get into is what happened recently with Tang or V. Tang has been having so much fun recently, posting on stories and posting on the feed. I hope to see him maybe more active on Reels. I would love to see little short videos that he would make for us. One of his first posts that he made for Instagram story was a photo that got armies a little hot and bothered. And of course, I'm here to talk about it. Tang posted what is known as K-pop thirst traps, because if a Western artist posted this, not a big deal, but a K-pop idol, like, oh my god, he's trying to kill us. He posted this photo here, and it appears he is not wearing a shirt, and you can see his upper shoulder and collar. But knowing BTS and HYBE, Tang actually probably is wearing a shirt, and it's like a tube top or something. People freaked out over this, and of course the internet died. That's all Tang does is kill us constantly, and we still go back for more. There were also more fun posts like this one he did very recently, which was him diving into a pool. This was another story post, and he posted a video where it said diving and you saw a pool. It was a shot of the pool for like 3 to 4 seconds before Tang even got into the video, and people assumed he was going to jump in naked or shirtless at the least, but nope. As HYBE or Big Hit would have you, he jumped in fully clothed. BTS wears clothes to the pool to remain decent. Meanwhile, I do it because I'm insecure. Imagine if they actually all always go to the pool with their clothes on, like even when the cameras are not on. Imagine if they shower with their clothes on too. And like, we just think that they do take off their clothes when the cameras are not there, but in reality, they're just showing us the real authentic them, which is that they never take their clothes on. They have no idea what they look like shirtless. It's just a surprise, like when we see it. Anyway, Tang is still working out the kinks of his Instagram account, and of course, in the beginning, there are going to be some errors that happen. It's honestly best for him to work them out now than when they have a comeback and could actually leak music or anything like that. So I'm glad that during their break, they're taking some time to do this. Also, given that a lot of them went back to Korea and were stuck in the quarantine period, they definitely need something to do. Someone asked Tang if he would ever consider going live on Instagram. It's honestly a much better platform to go live, as it's easier and more well-known. If you check out BTS on VLive, they don't have individual accounts on there. It's just BTS at VLive. They have about 33 million followers there, if I'm reading that correctly, but that is from their entire duration of them existing as a group. They were able to get 33 million. Now that is not a small number by any means, but for sure the individual Instagram accounts of BTS, like Tang's individual account, will surpass that 33 million very soon. It's only been a few weeks and Tang is almost at 30 million. So for Tang to go live on Instagram, it would definitely reach more people, and if he considers going live, it would be convenient for armies too. However, Tang responded to this question someone asked about if he would go live on Instagram, and he gave an unexpected answer. He replied saying that he doesn't think it would be very fun because he would just sit there and not talk. But I mean, he talks on VLive, so why not talk on Instagram too? The main concern would probably be that the large audience on Instagram would be English speakers, and he can't or wouldn't be able to read the English comments to respond to them. And so maybe this is why he thinks he'd just be very upset during the entire stream. Funny enough, shortly after this reply, millions of armies got a notification on their phone that Tang went live, and it was a buffer screen. It was black with the loading sign on it, and I don't think you could hear anything, but then shortly after it was canceled. Now, I don't know if there's a Korean version of the app where the buttons would be in Korean, but if it's in English, then maybe he didn't know what live meant and just wanted to try out the buttons. And likely what happened and why we didn't see anything on screen and it was buffering was because Instagram was probably asking his camera access, and that is probably when he realized he is going live and thus canceled. I personally do think Tang will go live on Instagram one day, but just not now. It would be fun to see him sit there and not talk. I think that would be interesting regardless. People were concerned that he was going to get in trouble or backlash for accidentally going live, because if you went live on an account with 2 followers, that's not a problem, but accidentally going live to almost 30 million, that's an issue and people will notice. But there were no big problems. People were mostly teasing Tang, saying he's just having trouble with the app. I mean, him following Jennie was definitely an accident, and I do expect him to have more accidents because Instagram is constantly changing, and as someone who has used Instagram, I still mess up and do stupid things on there all the time. But I will be here to defend and laugh with him at those silly things if he does them. I'm loving the peer into all of the members' lives and just what is going on. Some people claim that there has been a lot of trouble since Instagram has come out, and yeah, I'm seeing there's a lot of drama, but it's bound to happen no matter what. If BTS was this active on Weverse, and I mean posting a lot of photos and stories, then it would be the same situation situation. It's just this idea that Instagram makes you want to post more because you're looking at the bare feed. And when you finally do post more, then you want to keep it up because of the likes and or you want to continue your beautiful artistic feed. And the platform is designed to be very addictive. So I don't think them going to a different platform or not using Instagram at all is a great solution. I hope they still do. All this talk about everything they do also means that if they went to put out music and things like that, it would be an even bigger conversation, which is good for them. Jungkook has also been active on Instagram. As I said, it's addicting to post and they make it really easy to post. But Jungkook posted a moment where he was playing with his dog Bam and shared that. And people noticed or thought that this was Jungkook's bedroom. As I guess, it doesn't appear to be in the living room. To me, it looks like he is chilling on the couch with his dog, but some people think bedroom. And in a moment where Bam moves, Jungkook moves the camera a bit and people saw a small cage. Bam is a bigger dog and people think there is no way he could fit into that small cage. So they think that the cage has to be Taeyang's because Taeyang has a smaller dog, Yeontae. So they assumed that Taeyang is also in this bedroom with Jungkook and they share it. Of course, this theory that the two of them are dating or whatever. The cage does look smaller, but it's also at a distance, so we don't know how big it actually is. But while it does look smaller, it also looks the same as the cage in The Soup Season 2. This is BTS's reality TV show, and they show the boys on vacation. Jungkook brings Bam, and in Jungkook's bedroom, there's Bam's cage. To me, it looks like the similar cage that Jungkook has in his story. By the way, if you want to watch the show with me, a link down below on my Patreon. We're currently getting through Season 2, and Season 1 is all there. Anyway, even if it's not the same cage, I think it's interesting that people think Bam, when birthed, he was just that size he is now. There was no need for him to grow. He just boom, big. Because dog owners often like to keep things that remind them when their dog was young. Also, I'm sure Bam appreciates it too. I think he looks at the cage, and even if he doesn't remember being in it or whatever, he might know that he was in it because it probably smells like him. So if the cage is smaller, it could be a cage from when Bam was a puppy and Jungkook keeps in his room as decoration or whatever. It seems to be a bit of an odd jump, but people did take this theory and it did cause a lot of frustration online. People are upset because they felt like Taeyang is actually living with Jungkook and that Jungkook is dating Taeyang. We don't know this, and the theory is still unproven. It's all circumstantial. It's not real hardcore evidence, and I'm not blaming people who posted the theories because it was all just for fun or whatever, but there were people who took the theory and then used it to attack Jimin because another group of people believe that Jimin and Jungkook are dating. And this was quote-unquote evidence that Jungkook might hate Jimin, which is not true. And Jimin was getting a bit of hate for this. This obviously was not anyone's fault except the people who are so immature. Who cares if Jungkook is living with whoever? They're grown, and mind you, they can't date because people will freak out, and now they can't even be with each other without controversy. You just want the boys to be alone. The person that some of these people want Jungkook to be is sad, alone, and never talks to anyone in real life and is just on their phone. But it's fine if he wants that because that's literally me and I'm kind of okay. But Jungkook clearly doesn't want that and it would make him sad. Let me know what you think, and if you want to see more K-pop reaction videos, go to my Patreon, link below. I can't post them here due to copyright, but you can get all sorts of reaction videos and requests. It's a great way to support the channel even more if you would like to. Thank you so much for this lovely comment. I love you so much. And there will be some videos that will pop up on screen, and I will see you over there. Bye.